guys, my name is Joe. I run Encounter Terrain. I probably look a bit awful at the moment because I feel a bit awful at the moment. If I don't look awful, thank you. I'm going to show you now a tutorial on how I make riverbeds. It's not the only way to make riverbeds, it's how I do it. If you do it a different way that works for you, do that. If you don't know how to do it and you want to give this one a try, do this. And if it works, do it. If it doesn't work, try a different way. This is the way that I do it. It's really straightforward, it's really simple, it costs next to nothing. Let's just get straight into it. Alrighty, what I have here in this little jar, tub, whatever, PVA glue. I've watered it down. It's probably about, I don't know, 90% glue, 10% water, just to make it a little bit easier to spread. So I'm just going to pour this into here, and this is going to become my riverbed base that is going to hold all my stones. Let's put it in there. I'm going to put it in really thick. Now, what I've put on each side of this is I've just put some masking tape. I am using this blue painter's tape, and I've just masked off just on the sides here and the sides here, just so that it doesn't spill over the edge and get glue all over my table. So I'm just going to spread it out with a cheap brush. Some people call these burner brushes. I just call them a cheap brush because I'm not down with all the hip lingo. Now, this is going to look really thick, and it is really thick because I want to be able to hold stones and rocks and sand and all sorts of bits and pieces. Now you're going to see mine starting to accumulate over here on this side because the table that I'm using is not level. It's actually quite far from level. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, there we are. So I'm there. I'm about half a centimetre off level, but it doesn't matter for this purpose. When I do the resin pour, I will actually level it, but for this, it's fine. Here we go, so let's put that in there, pop that back, spread it right out, right into all the edges, all the corners. Just like that. There we are. Super straightforward. Now I'm going to take my gravel mix for my riverbed mix, which is in here. Now this mix has come literally straight from the park. There was a giant pile of stone and sand there. I just took this bucket down and just literally filled it up. That's as technical as it gets. So I'm just going to spread it out a little bit over this side here. There we are, just get that glue spreading everywhere. Okay, now straight on for the riverbed. Simple as this. Let's just throw it in. Nice and natural. There we are. Now I am basically just going to wait for this to dry, and then I'll give it a seal just before the resin goes in. One little way to avoid just getting a few bubbles and bits and pieces is just to take out that stick. I like to seal mine first, because if there are any bubbles in there, it seals the bubbles in down the bottom underneath the resin, and it never actually floats up to the top, and you don't actually ever see them. So if you don't see a bubble, does it actually exist? If it is in your veins, I guess, yes, but if it's underneath this, no, makes no difference. There we are, there's my amazingly technical riverbed technique. What I'm going to do now, just because I'm a little unhappy with the amount of fine dust in there, I'm going to get up here behind me, I'm going to get my handy dandy sieve, straight from the supermarket. Pour it in, just give it a little sieve over the top. That's it, straightforward. Alright, so this has been drying now for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. As you can see that the glue is starting to absorb into some of the loose material on top. So what I'm going to do now, as the final stage before this is ready, is I'm literally just going to flip it upside down. Upside down. I'm going to flip it upside down for those of you that speak English. We're going to see how much stuff falls off it. Everything that falls off it we'll use again later. Everything that stays on it is going to be buried in resin for the rest of its entire death. So here we go. Let's just turn it up. You know what, I'm going to tip it this way so it doesn't go into all my paints. Nice and slow. This makes a mess, so don't do this on your living room floor unless you love mess. Then do it wherever you want. A little light thumb tap. There we are. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Now I'm going to pick up some of this loose sieved stuff and just sprinkle it through in some of the areas where the glue is now starting to show through. That's spectacular. And then everything that is left over can just go straight back into the tub for repurposing. Now we're going to wait for this to dry, and then once this is dry we're going to do a resin pouring tutorial, and we'll see if we can't make this look like hell, because I'm going to give it a red, or a transparent red river, not blood river. It is going to be a hell river, so it's going to be transparent red. It's not going to be crazy thick blood red.